In a sharp rebuke to President-elect Donald Trump's suggestion to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer dismissed the idea as a diversion from pressing economic challenges.
Now finally, I want to make a brief comment about the president-elect's press conference yesterday. Donald Trump throws out a lot of strange and rather random ideas on a regular basis. He did it yesterday when suggesting we rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. Well, let me say this. I'd agree to working with Donald Trump on renaming the Gulf of Mexico only if he first agrees to work with us on an actual plan to lower costs for Americans. That's what the American people want us to focus on first, not on renaming bodies of water. Our priorities, our democratic priorities, are so much more closely aligned with the concerns of the American people than Donald Trump seemed to be. The incoming president knows he has a tall task ahead of him. He spent years on the campaign trail making outlandish promises he won't be able to keep. In fact, he's getting rich to do the opposite of what he's getting ready to do the opposite of what he promised by cutting tax cuts for the very, very wealthy. Donald Trump is in over his head. So he's doing what he always does in times like this, distract America with crazy ideas. Renaming the Gulf of Mexico may be a zany new idea, but it isn't going to help people save money at the grocery store. It's not going to make trips to the pharmacy more affordable. It's not going to help anyone find a good-paying job. Donald Trump says these things because it will get him attention and make him sound like a tough guy. If Donald Trump wants to rename an ocean to sound more patriotic, I'd say we'll help him on one condition and only on one condition. Let's come up with a real plan first, not a concept of a plan to lower prices for Americans. Let's do that first. Then Donald Trump can have his fun. I yield the floor and note the absence of... I yield the floor.
Speaking on the Senate floor, Schumer criticized Trump's proposal as an attempt to shift attention from the struggles of everyday Americans. Renaming the Gulf of Mexico may be a zany new idea, but it isn't going to help people save money at the grocery store or make trips to the pharmacy more affordable, Schumer said. The New York Democrat offered conditional support for the renaming proposal, stating he would only consider it if Trump first collaborates on a concrete plan to address rising costs for Americans. Let's come up with a real plan first, not a concept of a plan, to lower prices for Americans, Schumer added. Then Donald Trump can have his fun. Schumer's comments were framed as part of a broader strategy to challenge Trump's priorities, portraying the incoming president as disconnected from the economic concerns of ordinary citizens. Critics of Schumer, however, accused him of engaging in political theater, arguing that his conditions for cooperation on the renaming proposal were insincere and designed to score political points. Trump, during his press conference, described the renaming as a beautiful and appropriate gesture, tying it to broader critiques of Mexico as a dangerous place and calling for stricter border controls. Schumer emphasized that the American people are more concerned with tangible improvements to their quality of life than symbolic gestures. Our priorities are so much more closely aligned with the concerns of the American people than Donald Trump seems to be, Schumer said, warning against distractions from the serious policy issues at hand. The exchange highlights the tension between the incoming administration and congressional Democrats as they prepare for legislative battles over economic and social priorities.